Please take a seat. Let's take some deep breaths and just get centered. And you can gently close your eyes down and start breathing into your belly. Allow for your diaphragm to pull down and the belly to expand. And as you exhale, pull that belly back towards the spine and get rid of all of that old air. How are you feeling today? What's going on with your mind? What's your energy like? How's your heart? And what's your connection to something greater feel like? Just a simple place to start. I'll be reading from the Heart of Buddha's Teachings by Thich Nhat Hanh. Entering the heart of the Buddha. Buddha was not a god. He was a human being like you and me, and he suffered just as we do. I'm going to start from the beginning. If we go to the Buddha with our hearts open, he will look at us, his eyes filled with compassion, and say, because there is suffering in your heart, it is possible for you to enter my heart. The layman Bimalakriti said, because the world is sick, I am sick. Because people suffer, I have to suffer. This statement was made by the Buddha. Please don't think that because you are unhappy, because there is pain in your heart, that you cannot go to the Buddha. It is exactly because there is pain in your heart that communication is possible. Your suffering and my suffering are the basic condition for us to enter Buddha's heart, and for Buddha to enter our hearts. For 45 years, the Buddha said over and over again, I teach only suffering and the transformation of suffering. When we recognize and acknowledge our own suffering, the Buddha, which means the Buddha in us, will look at it, discover what it has brought about, and prescribe a course of action that can transform it into peace, joy, and liberation. Suffering is the means the Buddha used to liberate himself, and it is also the means by which we can become free. The ocean of suffering is immense, but if you turn around, you can see the land. The seed of suffering in you may be strong, but don't wait until you have no more suffering before allowing yourself to be happy. When one tree in the garden is sick, you have to care for it. But don't overlook all the healthy trees. Even while you have pain in your heart, you can enjoy the many wonders of life, the beautiful sunset, the smile of a child, the many flowers and trees. To suffer is not enough. Please don't be imprisoned by your suffering. If you have experienced hunger, you know that having food is a miracle. If you have suffered from the cold, you know that the preciousness of warmth. When you have suffered, you know how to appreciate the elements of paradise that are present. If you dwell only in your suffering, you will miss paradise. Don't ignore your suffering, but don't forget to enjoy the wonders of life for your sake and the benefit of many beings. And let's begin the practice of yoga. So, feeling your sits bones grounding deep into the earth, raise up the crown of your head. Feel that it's extending by a golden cord up to the heavens. Your chest lifts, shoulders come back and down, and the chin pulls slightly in. Now your spine is elongated. 3 deep breaths into your belly. We'll bring the hands together in prayer at the heart and begin with one chant of Om, the 3 syllables Ah, O, and together. Inhale deep. And gently releasing the hands down to the knees, we'll begin with some Sufi scribes. So exhale, come forward, and inhale, come back. Keeping the sits bones on the earth, gently rotating, trying to ground yourself deeper into the center of the earth. Coordinating the breath with the movement. The head can do what it wants. Perhaps pressing into the left knee as the body moves to the right, and into the right knee as the body moves to the left. When you get to a good place to reverse your circle, go ahead and do so, moving in the other direction. And we'll pull the body back up through center. Bring those hands onto the wrists or ankles. And we'll use the traction of pulling on the wrist or ankle to propel our heart forward. We're going to keep the head level with the earth. And an inhale, the heart will come forward. And an exhale, the heart will come back. Doing some seated cat-cows. And you're rocking to the front and to the back of your sits bones as you do this. Warming up that spine. Coming back through center. We're going to take the feet out and put the soles of the feet on the earth. We're going to gently come down onto our backs for some bridge. So we'll inhale and then curve the belly, bringing the sacrum down onto the earth as we exhale slowly. The mid-spine, and finally the shoulder blades and the head come down. Let's bring those soles as close to the buttocks as we can get them. The hands come down by the sides with the palms face down for support. We're going to inhale, press into the heels, and push the pelvis up into the air, coming onto the shoulder blades. Exhale and curl the spine down. Upper back, then middle back, then lower back touches the earth, and finally the sacrum unrolls. Inhale, press up. Exhale, roll down, articulating vertebrae after vertebrae. As you inhale and press up, I want you to think about really squeezing through the area of the buttocks. We're enlivening our first chakra. So we're going to do a chakra practice today, complete with mantra. Yay. And right now we're enlivening our first chakra. So as you press up, really squeeze through the area of the buttocks. And as you exhale, release down, go ahead and release that area. Next time you come up, let's stay there. You're welcome to stay right here, or if you'd like, you can clasp the hands underneath the back and then roll onto the shoulders and the upper arms, bringing the chest forward. Couple breaths here. Really press the pelvis up and squeeze through the area of the buttocks. Inhale and exhale, release the clasp, bring the hands back down, bring yourself back down onto the shoulders and then back down onto the back. And release. All right, let's pull the right knee into the chest while the left leg extends out long on the mat. Inhale, release that leg. Exhale, pull in the left leg. And continue. Pulling one knee in and then the other. We'll release both soles of the feet to the earth. And we will inhale, dropping the knees to the right. And exhale, dropping the knees to the left. Come back up through center. Let's raise our left arm up, and we're going to come onto the left side of our body, bringing the right hand right in front of our heart. A couple breaths here in this fetal position, reminding ourselves that it's always possible to be reborn and to be innocent, just like the reading said. To find that innocent, childlike wonder and happiness and enjoyment of life amidst all the life stuff that inevitably causes all the stress and suffering, those little moments. And then we'll gently press through that right hand and allow the body to come up, just seated. And cross the feet in front of the body. So the Bij mantra for the first chakra is Lam, L-A-M, Lam. So I want you to bring your energy focus and your attention down to the area of the end of the tailbone, right there. And we'll chant together the sound of Lam. Lam. All right, and we'll move it up. So let's bring the hands out in front of us and take a few of these circles just to get ready to be on our hands. If it all feels uncomfortable to be on your hands because of any carpal tunnel or anything, you can take fists or you can use blocks and just place your forearms on those blocks. But if it feels good, let's come into hands and knees for some cat-cows. So the fingers, really stretch them far away from one another and place those middle fingers forward. Hands directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. We'll inhale, drop the chest, raise the chin up, raise the buttocks up, and curve the spine up. Exhale, curve the chin and the buttocks under the body as the mid-spine reaches up towards the heavens. And continue. Coming back through a flat spine. We're going to take Gyan Mudra with our right hand, so forefinger and thumb touching, and then lift up our left foot and point those toes towards the sky as we lift up our Gyan Mudra. This is our inhale. Exhale, we'll find the elbow and knee touching under the body. Go ahead and replace hand and knee. We'll move to the other side. Inhale, left hand, right toes to the sky. Exhale under the body. And replace. Now the hands are going to come one palm print forward, and the hips are going to go over to the right. Press down and back towards the heels, over to the left, and then drop down towards the earth. Take those hips in a big circle. The more weight you place in your hands, the less likely it is that your little knee bones will shift on the earth. However, if they do, it's just natural. They're just floating in that space, so they might pop or crack. It's okay. I'm just stirring up our creative energy here. And go ahead and reverse that circle. Come back to hands and knees, and we'll press back to an extended child's pose, bringing the third eye towards the earth, and even coming on to the fingertips of the hands that are in the front, if that feels good. So in this position, we're going to enliven our second chakra. We're going to do that by taking some Kegels, if you know what that is. So it's just squeezing the area of the pelvic floor. That has to do with your creative and reproductive center. So with every inhale, squeeze. With every exhale, release. This is good for a multitude of physiological reasons. Fighting against, the aging process. It's also the seat of our self-esteem. So you can think of yourself as flexing your self-esteem right now. But it's also the seat of our creative energy. This is the root of our creative energy, and then it gets sent up to our throat chakra for expression. I'm just being curious here, how deeply can you contract and how much can you release? Because both are essential for health. The working hard, the efforting, and the relaxation. We've come to know about ourselves in this process of yoga. So just being aware and curious and learning about your beautiful and always mysterious and always changing self. And then we'll walk those hands up And come to kneeling. And the Bij mantra sound for the second chakra is VAM, V-A-M. So let's all chant that together. You know, I was going to do mudras, but hey. So the middle ring finger and pinky finger come towards you. Point your fingers away and then thumbs away. And we hold this right in front of our second center. All right, inhale deep. Okay. Time for the third center. So the hands come down. Once again, really spreading those fingers wide, and we will come into downward facing dog. So pressing ourselves up, let's go ahead and release one heel to the earth as we bend the opposite leg, just walking out our first dog. And then we'll inhale to plank and exhale back to dog. Using the power in your core to really power this movement. Imagine your core on that exhale is what lifting you up, rather than your arms. All right, drop those knees. You did it. And press back to child's pose once more. This time, extend the knees out, big toes touch. Wide knee child's pose. And walk those hands over to the right, keeping that left buttocks towards the heels. Perhaps placing the left palm on top of the back of the right hand and breathing into the left side of the body opening. And walking the hands now over to the left, facing right palm on top of the back of the left hand, pushing the right buttocks back towards the heels and opening through the right side of the body. Come back through center. We'll walk the hands towards the body and press our way up. We're going to come on to our buttocks for a bit of boat pose to enliven that second chakra just a bit more. So this one's difficult for me. I have a long tailbone, and I'm going to do my very best. So you want it first, grabbing your knees, find a place where you're right in between your sits bones and your tailbone, and that's like your balance spot. You can even grab in back of the knees now once you have it and attempt to bring your feet up. If you totally have it, then you can release the hands and hold and breathe. And you're in boat pose. You can even extend the legs totally. I'm not going to do that. Go ahead and place those feet back down. The feet are about 1 foot apart. We're going to place the arms around the knees and just gently bow the head. And then coming on up, we're going to curl back down to the earth. And bring the knees into the chest and the forehead up to the knees. On an inhale, we'll open the arms wide and bring the legs up to 60 degrees. On an exhale, bring the knees to the forehead. And bring the knees into the chest and begin to rock and roll your way on up to seated. And here we have the third Bij mantra sound, which is Ram, R-A-M. So right from our solar plexus, about 4 inches above the umbilicus, is where we're going to bring our energy, focus, and attention. We can bring our hands into Gyan Mudra. And we'll chant Ram. Inhale. Coming onto the hands and knees and then back to kneeling. We're going to open up the heart chakra. So we're going to inhale, come up to kneeling, and exhale, bring the hands back and down and back onto the thighs. Inhale, exhale. Really feel your heart opening, your shoulders working. As you pull your arms back, feel your shoulder blades pulling together behind the back. Coming back down, hands back to the earth. Tuck the toes, press up, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. And then we'll inhale the right leg sky high. Reach it up, reach it up, reach it up, reach it up. Exhale, bend at the knee, bring that foot between the hands and plant it. Back knee comes down, untuck the toes. And we'll inhale the arms up. And exhale, open the heart as you bring the hands into goddess hands. Flex through your abdomen, through your core. Flex your glute on that left leg. Inhale up and exhale, come down. Tuck the toes. We'll bring that right leg back. Inhale, left leg up. Reach it up, reach it up. Exhale, bend at the knee. Bring that foot between the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, exhale, into goddess. Inhale up, exhale, come down. Tuck the toes and press up into downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Drop the knees down and press back into a child's pose. Look up between your hands. Your body's going to come between your hands. As we inhale, we'll cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose. And last time, we're going to come and stay in cobra pose. So try and bring your shoulders away from your ears. Bring your heart forward. Relax your buttocks. And feel that heart opening. You can press back to child's pose. This time bringing the hands down by the sides, the palms face up, and allowing for the shoulders to really reach down towards the earth, breathing into the area between the shoulder blades at the back of the heart. Bring the hands forward to either side of the head and pressing up. In preparation for downward facing dog, tuck those toes and come on up. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, bring that foot between the hands. We're going to come onto the heel of the back foot. The left hand reaches up as you cartwheel up to warrior two. Check your alignment on your knee. It's neither to the inside of that big toe nor to the outside of that pinky toe, but it's tracking right over second and third toes. Your hips are facing towards the side of the room. Awesome. You're pressing into the pinky toe side of that back foot. That's your foundation. Now you're not leaning into the future or into the past, but you're straight up and down. Arms come out and reach out, and you gaze gently over that right middle finger. Now this left hand's going to come around the head. Reach for a bow in the back of your back. Bring that bow to the front and pull that bow. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the tension in the bow. Feel yourself a strong warrior of the heart. Cultivating the capacity to love amidst the struggle. And finally, the right hand comes palm face up and reaches up to 45. The back hand, the left hand comes around the head, and we find ourselves in arch warrior. Shine the heart forward. Feel the heat in the heart. Back to warrior two. We're going to cartwheel the hands down, so this back hand's going to come around and down. And we'll press back to downward facing dog. That was pretty intense. Let's drop the knees and do a short child's pose, a little surrender before we head to the other side. I need to turn around. Pressing up, hands and knees, and we'll tuck those toes, come back into downward facing dog. This time, the left leg comes up and we're going to plant that foot between the hands, come onto the pinky toe side of the back foot. And we'll cartwheel the hands up to warrior two. Check your alignment, check your knee. Make sure you're pressing into the pinky toe side of that back foot. You're neither in the future nor in the past, you're in the present moment. Gazing gently over that left middle finger and dropping the shoulders away from the ears. We'll begin our warrior of love sequence. So this back hand is going to come around, grab that arrow, bring it into the bow, and pull against the resistance. Good. Now, flip the palm up of the front hand, left hand. Bring it up to 45. The back hand comes around the head, and you're in arch warrior. You've cultivated the strength to sacrifice. Back into warrior two. And we will cartwheel the hands down, come back into downward facing dog, and then drop those knees and take a rest. Pressing your way back up to hands and knees, tucking the toes, coming back into downward facing dog. We'll lift the right foot up in the air and bending at the knee, bring it between the hands. We're going to come onto the back heel. The leg is at a 45. So this time, keep those hips facing forward. We're going to come into warrior one. The arms raise up at the same time. And they can touch overhead as the head reaches back. Those shoulders reach away from the ears. Go ahead and hands come down. And then they're going to clasp in back of you. So first, check on that front knee, make sure that it's not to the inside or outside, and that both of your hips are facing forward. And once we're there, if you feel comfortable and you want to, pressing palm to palm, really reaching your heart forward, we can exhale and come into a humble warrior. Reaching the arms overhead. Inhale, come on up. Unclasp the hands, shake, 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 shake. Shake in every direction. The hands are where the heart projects its work. Sometimes energy gets stuck there. All right. We'll come up to warrior one. And then back down to the floor to lunge, and then back to downward facing dog. And take a short rest in child's pose. Hands and knees, other side, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, reach it up, up, up. Exhale, bring it between the hands. Come on to the heel of the back foot. Both hips are facing forward. We're going to inhale, raise the hands up at the same time. Place them together. Drop the head back. Drop shoulders away from ears. Breathe deeply into the belly. Inhale, exhale, bring those hands down to the sides, and whatever way you clasped your hands last time, do it the other way now. The wonky way, the way it feels uncomfortable or foreign. Press those palms together, and straighten the hands, press the heart forward. Only if it feels comfortable, we'll exhale and come down into a humble warrior, bringing the arms overhead. Inhale, come on up. Unclasp those hands, cheek, cheek, cheek. And we're going to turn to the front, or you guys can come up to the front of your mats. Okay. Feet maybe 1 foot, 1.5 feet apart. A good stance here. And we'll bring the right hand on top of the heart and then the left hand on top of that. And the heart is so yummy, and so the sound is yum. Inhale deep into the belly. Hopefully you feel your heart beating in your hands and just how yummy that is to be alive. And it's your heart. You don't have to think about it. It just keeps on beating, nourishing you. Let's drop those hands down, and now we're going to the head. The head goes to the right shoulder, and then down to the chest, over to the left shoulder. As you elongate it back, please don't crunch your cervical vertebrae. We're just taking head rotations. Moving into the 5th chakra, the throat, the seat of the expression, artistic, creativity, communication, our truth. Inhaling as the head comes back. Exhaling as the chin comes to chest. Now we're going to make the movement a bit bigger so that it comes into the shoulders. The shoulders start to slump and they start to open back. Put a slight bend into those knees. And maybe the hands start to reach down towards the knees. And then towards the shins. As the movement gets bigger, possibly towards the earth. And maybe those hands on an inhale want to come up overhead. Get to a good place to reverse, possibly at the bottom, and then reverse your circle. Inhaling up, exhaling down.
Even make that circle a bit smaller. Just the shoulders, just the head. Finally, stillness. Up to the top of our mats for mountain pose. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Feeling those hips right in the middle of those feet, pressing into the four corners of the feet, raising the chest up, dropping shoulders down, chin comes back. Arms hang by the sides, and you feel how stable, how grounded, how centered, how strong you are. Feel your connection with the earth. Feel that with every inhale, you're taking in energy from the earth. And with every exhale, you're shooting it out the crown of your head. And it falls down by your sides, just like a fountain. Your electromagnetic field, your aura, your light. And we'll take those hands up. Prayer at the top and bring them into the heart. Practicing a little gratitude. Inhale up. Bring something grateful into those hands and then bring them into your heart. This time we'll inhale up. Those hands will turn outward. We'll leave with the chest swan diving down towards the earth. Hands graze the earth, and then they come onto the thighs and press into those thighs as we inhale, pressing the crown of the head forward. Exhale, the hands come back down to the earth. We'll inhale the right leg back into a lunge, and then exhale the left leg back into plank position. Here we are at the top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees, and then the chest, and then the chin, and elongate the body on the mat. As we inhale, we'll use the power in our backs to bring our upper body up. And as we exhale, we'll place the upper body back down on the ground. We'll inhale, press up to hands and knees, tuck those toes, and come into downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the hands. This is an easy, gentle inversion. What we're doing here is we're bringing the blood to the head. We're elongating the back. So if you need to bend your knees a lot, do so. Because what we're really doing here is we're hanging the back on the hinge of the legs. What we're trying to do is relax the back and stretch it. So go ahead and shake your head no, shake it yes, and then relax it entirely. If you would like to grab opposite elbows, you can do so. And then we'll bring the right hand palm face down in front of us, and we'll bend through the right leg as we reach the left arm up on an inhale. And then we'll bring that left hand down to replace the right, bend through the left leg, right arm comes up. And exhale down. Really reach your neck up, so really look up towards that hand. rotating through the neck as well as the back and stretching the legs. Both hands come down, really bend through the backs of those knees, and then we'll press up through the feet, root to rise, rolling all the way up. We'll do it once more. Inhale the arms up. Turn them outwards, swan dive down, leaning with the heart towards the earth. Inhale, placing the hands on to the thighs, pressing the crown of the head forward. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, left leg back in a lunge. Exhale, right leg back in a lunge. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. And inhale, light cobra. Exhale, back down. Press up through hands and knees. And then come on to kneeling. We're going to practice. We've just got a bit of time left. And actually, we can come into Sukhasana, easy pose. All right, so Bij mantra, hum. All right, so the hands can come left palm under right, and then the thumbs lightly touching. Inhale to chant. So now the eyes, the seat of the intuition, right? So really quickly, Gyan Mudras out to the sides. Here is the edge of your periphery of your vision. You're not to move your head. The chin's tucked in a slight Jalandhara bond. We're going to bring the eyes to the left hand and then in a smooth circle over to the right. If you want to coordinate it with the breath, that's awesome. If you notice any jerkiness in your eyes, totally normal. Just trying to make them as smooth as possible and really stretch them out to the sides. Now, bringing the hands down, look up to your third eye center, and then look to the tip of your nose. Third eye, tip of the nose. Smooth, controlled. Hands back in Gyan Mudra, one up at the diagonal, the other one down at the diagonal. And it's like you have a thread you're pulling between your fingers. And that thread is attached to your eyes, looking up, looking down. Smooth, controlled, beautiful, powerful eyes. This is difficult. That's normal. This is probably something that you don't do every day. Nowadays, our eyes look at our phone, they look at the computer, don't look around too much. So they get atrophied.
they also need to work. They also need to be enlivened so we can see further, so our perception can increase, and so we can have beautiful gaze. This also helps us to hone our focus. So sometimes we're focused on things that don't serve us. Remembering to look out for those beautiful moments of life that can help us to find peace, serenity, even happiness and joy amongst the struggle. Lastly, place the hands on the knees. I'm going to take them around in a big circle. Those eyes go around, around, 5 times in one direction, 5 times in the other. And the other way. Now rub your hands, create a heat and a healing energy from your heart through your arms into your hands, and then cup your eyes with that heat and that healing energy. Oh, the beauty of being able to see, though. Here's the last one, hands in Gyan Mudra for focus. This is Gyan Mudra is all about the third eye center, our 6th chakra, right between the brows and about a ½ inch above. Bring your energy, focus, and attention there. And the sound is Om. 3 syllables, Om. Inhale deep. It's time to relax. So gently bring your feet to the earth and then roll your body back for relaxation. Your legs can extend and your feet can flop open. Your arms can flop open to the sides at 45 degrees. If you need to lift your hips and then drop them, lift your shoulders and then drop them, just do so. Shavasana, final relaxation, is a letting go. And when we let go, we let God, right? We're connected with everything. We're in the stream of things. We're trusting. And this is as much a pose as any others. Because you have to consciously relax your whole body. You come to know yourself and the places you hold tension when you practice Shavasana. Let's start with the toes. Tell those toes to relax. Soles of the feet. Tops of the feet. Ankles. Lower legs. Knees. Upper legs. Buttocks. Pelvis. Belly. Wash away the tension in the heart. Allow for the back to be heavy. The ever-present earth. The wave of relaxation travels down your arms, into the palms of your hands, and you send it out to all 10 fingers. Back the backs of your hands. Back up your arms on the other side. Travels into your neck. And spreads out through your scalp. Into your ears. Your forehead. The area between the eyes. Eyes. Cheeks. Mouth. And the tongue in the mouth is slack and pulled away from the palate. You can scan your body. Find if you are holding any tension anywhere. And gently ask that it let go. Finally, the mind lets go. And consciousness returns back to the breath as we start to breathe in deeper. Perhaps taking our thumbs and gently feeling what's in each fingertip the energy there, rubbing them against each fingertip. Beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. And rotating wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other. You can inhale the arms overhead and stretch fingertips away from toe tips. And exhale, pull the knees into the chest, hug them in, perhaps taking slight circles, massaging the lower back on the earth. And then bringing the soles of the feet back down to the earth, raising that left arm up and gently coming onto the left side of the body, resting the head on that upper left arm. If you would like, the right hand can be down on to the heart. And you can send yourself a little gratitude for practicing yoga today, for taking some time to get to know yourself, to create peace between your mind and body. To breathe peace into your whole self. When you're ready, that right hand can come down onto the earth, press into the earth, and you can press your way on up to seated. We are officially over time, but I really wanted to do this chanting of all of the Bij mantra sounds. Do you guys want to join? Yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, so we can just sit in a comfortable position and we're going to go through all of those sounds. And the sound of the last one is silent, but we practice it the whole time when we're connecting with ourselves, right? With this beauty of earth and being. Okay, so we'll inhale and then we're going to chant Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. If you can, send your love and your direction into those places. So Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. 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 Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Om. And the last time. Lam Vam Ram Yam Ham Om. I honor the light and the darkness in you, for it is the same light and the same darkness that resides in me, for we are all one, and that is what I mean when I say namaste.
No.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's wonderful.
my stomach just told me I'm hungry. That was an awesome reading. Sorry, I started a paragraph before the note, and then I was like, oh.